We daily mouth the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, yet labor daily to vainly distress Nigeria, a country of contradictions. If you say those in government today, including the former Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, a former Deputy Governor in Abia State, Peace Akomas, members of the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, the Commissioners of Finance in the 9 oil-producing states, members of the Abdulaziz Yari Group, a former technical assistant to the SAC AGF, Olusegun Akindele, Mohammed Kudu Usman, and all their accomplices that were alleged to have collectively shared 109 billion state funds were once critics of the misdeeds of previous administration, you'll be very spot on. But immediately they got opportunity into government, they surpassed those they once criticized in stealing our commonwealth. Now waiting all of us don't turn Nigeria to be that. Forget the rhetorics, we are all corrupt. Prove me wrong by refusing to collect that kickback. I can bet you that those waiting to take their turn to steal from government coffers, including so many of us criticizing today and others shouting obediently, batified and articulated, are more than those stealing today. After all, nothing APC no say or promise us during 2015 campaign. Nobody steals more from Nigerians than Nigerians. And nobody is destroying the country like our citizens. A society of anything for your boys. Show your girls love now. Entitlement mentality. Otherwise, how do you explain these so many contradictions? We are currently hit by the worst scarcity of forests since the history of this country. But according to some candidates in both the APC and the PDP convention, there was enough dollar to bribe delegates at the party primaries. There's no fund to pay ASU, but there was enough money for some persons to steal 109 billion, almost equivalent of $170 million. I sure say even if they release the money to ASU self, some members go still steal from inside. Some people will call it the Nigerian hustling spirit. Nigeria will hate it. A government fighting banditry and terrorism, but ready to compensate criminality with amnesty. I still find it difficult to reconcile. A highly religious congregant, but less godly people, where our religious houses have been turned to business centers, where the gullible poor are further fleas of their earning. I forget, touch not my anointed. A government that promises El Dorado, but fail on all fronts, yet eulogized by the victims of its failure, is an apt description of a people in chains, but in love with their state slave masters. Ordinary citizen go sack imam for calling out government failure. Can only happen in Nigeria. A land blessed with so much wealth, yet the poverty capital of the world, creator of billionaires and pensionaires, where everyone is shouting corruption, but ready to steal from the next door neighbor. Besides every Nigerian excelling in their various fields abroad, like Toby Amosun, Johnson Odibi, Desmond Alufokai, and others too numerous to mention, there's one Nigeria whose corrupt tendencies is bringing disrepute to that name, Nigeria. A country with so many graduates, yet questionable knowledge and lack of jobs. A country whose motto is unity and faith, peace and progress, yet ravaged by so much insecurity, insincerity, inequality, injustice, and lawlessness. A country with so many teachers, yet no education, plenty engineers without infrastructures, lawyers and lawmakers without obedience to the rule of law, a giant on its knee, a government without governance, and a public without conscience will always have motions without movement. I will therefore advocate that as much as we march towards the 2023 general election, be rest assured that only Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, Kachiku, Kwankwaso, or either of the candidates cannot, and I repeat, cannot give Nigeria the desired change if all of us do not change our attitude towards Nigeria. We must learn to collectively do the right thing when given the opportunity, no matter how tempting and inviting the offer from the other side is. We must hold our leaders collectively responsible, political, religious, and private leaders, to the accountable to the highest standard, even if they are our siblings and relatives. We must learn to live by the standards we set for others, ask the right questions, and not make excuses for failure. Otherwise, if we like, pray from today till tomorrow for Nigeria in distress. or continue to say Nigeria will be great again without doing things differently to make it great, it will continue to great from bad to worse. I know they wish the country bad, only just stating the obvious, that all of us must change. Well, that's all we can take for today. If you want to listen more to some of our other episodes, simply follow us on all those our social media platforms shown on your screen. Then plenty there. Prayer, they say, is the master key, but it takes effort and work to turn the key. See you next week.